everyone, welcome to Hanging Out with Dee again. I am Dee Harris, and today we have two more inspiring people to chat with. I've got Sensei Laura. She's a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Stay far, no, don't stay far. And then we have Chef Bick, who's gonna cook up some yummy eats for us in a little bit. So welcome, Sensei Laura.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes, I always tease that you will beat people up, but I know you won't. Yeah. So you have a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo.
I do.
You have been practicing Taekwondo for 14 years?
Yep, just about 14 years.
Yeah, and how long have you been teaching?
I started teaching in 2007.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My kids learn with you, so I've known you for probably at least 3 to 4 years, and we're really enjoying that.
I love it.
Yes. So what made you go into Taekwondo?
Well, I was a single parent, and my daughter was 10. I was trying to find an activity for her to get into that was a little economical. Things are so expensive, and I found a really great Taekwondo program with the local Parks and Rec. That's a great place to look for activities for your kids. And I enrolled her in that, and she really, really loved it. And then the instructors kept asking me to join and do it with them. So yes, insisting. So I thought it would be a really fun activity that we could do together, get some exercise in, and just more of a bonding thing and have fun with it. So we went into it more for the fun aspect, and then just wound up really liking it.
Yes, wonderful. And you're also into Krav Maga. I keep saying Maga.
Yes, Krav Maga. I'm a student of Krav Maga.
Yes.
It's an Israeli combat system.
Yes.
And it is less of a martial art so much as a fighting combat.
Yes.
So it's very, very effective and pretty brutal.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's about you. It's about teaching you how to defend yourself in real life. I think we have a slide about that.
Yes. It takes a lot of real life situations and your body's natural reflexes of what you're naturally going to do in each sort of attack, and builds from there. And it relies largely on defensive moves with instant counterattack, simultaneous counterattack. So defending yourself as well as attacking at the same time, because you want to make sure to keep yourself safe. Yeah,
awesome. So today we'll be talking about stranger danger. And I'm sure by now my guests are very comfortable that you are very qualified to talk to us about that. I had a situation a couple of weeks ago, well, just talking with a friend, and she was telling me that she went to the supermarket for like 15 minutes, went to get some milk, and when she came back into her house, there was a stranger sitting on her sofa with her 12-year-old and her 6-year-old engaged in conversation. And that's something that really sparked for me the importance of talking about this. She, of course, was shocked. It was a nice old lady talking about Jehovah's Witness or something like that, and the kids felt that she looked safe enough. And this is the kind of thing we're talking about in Stranger Danger, right?
Yes, absolutely. Kids can be very easily manipulated.
Yeah.
They can be very trusting and also intimidated.
Yes.
You know, they're taught from the beginning to be polite to grown-ups and not talk back and not be rude. And if this nice, sweet person that potentially could remind them of grandma or something they know, they're also, if they're strong with the religion, they might feel this is another person of faith.
Correct.
Of course they're safe.
Let them in.
And they don't understand that.
So that could have turned out wrong, but the lady eventually left. Now, you were telling me a story about a case in Washington recently.
Yes, just recently. There was a case where there were 3 children. I don't remember the ages of the 2 older kids. They were like 10, maybe 10, 11, and 9, and then a 22-month-old. And they were in a park unsupervised. The babysitter let them go to the park by themselves. So they were there at the park, and a man approached them and was talking to them briefly, and just reached down, grabbed the 22-month-old, and started running away.
Oh my goodness.
And the 2 children, they should be so proud of themselves, they immediately ran after him, screaming and shouting. Key thing being screaming and shouting.
Yeah.
Yelling stranger, screaming for help, making a fuss, making a commotion in a scene. And they went by a shop owner who saw it and sent out her 2 teenage sons to chase after and help as well. And so they all kept chasing this man. He knew they were coming after him, and it was making a scene, drawing lots of attention, so he just set the child down, and a lot parking lot and took off. So they saved their
they
child's life.
They say that just by shouting.
Yep, just by shouting, acting fast.
Yeah.
That's really key too, is to move fast.
Yes.
They were in public, so they ran after him. If he were to run to a room or someplace separate, that would be different. But they're out in public screaming after him and making a scene, and thankfully
they saved
him, and they also caught the person who did it. It was actually a 15-year-old child.
15-year-old.
From a nearby neighborhood. So they're looking into that, but they saved his life.
Crazy. So what is stranger danger? We're going to go into some slides in a little bit. Let's talk about what is stranger danger.
Stranger danger is an awareness.
Yeah. An
awareness of people. And sometimes when we focus on danger, as in stranger danger, it might draw a little bit of fear to them. So we don't necessarily want our children to fear strangers, because majority of people, strangers or not, majority of people are good.
Yeah.
And we don't want them to be terrified if somebody walks up and says hello, they're going to kick them in the shin and run away.
Yes.
But there's just awareness of people around them.
All right. So who is a stranger? A stranger is anyone that your family doesn't know well. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. Stranger is somebody that your family doesn't know well. That is a good key word. Sometimes we're people of routine. You might go into the same Starbucks every day, see the same people, say hello to the same people, and see them day in, day out. But if you don't really know them, so you don't want your child to be so familiar with this person that if they happen to see them elsewhere, and that person said, hey, let me give you a ride, somewhere your mom asked me to pick you up, you know who the person is, but you don't know them well.
Correct.
Yeah, so correct.
Let's see the next slide. Who is a safe stranger? They're saying safe strangers are like police officers, firefighters.
Yeah. People like that. I always tell children at the mall, if they're in the mall or a store, to go to somebody who works there. See if you see somebody with a name tag.
Yes.
Because we teach them to be cautious around strangers. There's still going to be times where they need to go, if they needed help, they would need to go approach a stranger because they can't do it on their own. So you do ask if you see somebody in uniform, it's good. Sometimes it's good too if you don't see that, maybe another mom with kids with them. But just, you do have to approach someone.
Correct.
So try to find someone like the policeman, firefighter, a person that works there.
So it's for help.
For help.
All right,
Absolutely.
Next slide. Handling dangerous situations. How do we handle dangerous situations when a kid is involved in a dangerous situation?
It would depend on the situation. Acting fast is really, I can't say that often enough. If a stranger is approaching you, we tell kids, trust your gut.
Yeah.
Just because you're young, it doesn't mean you don't know things, and we instinctively know things. If something makes you uncomfortable, if somebody's approaching you, and for no reason, if you feel uncomfortable about it, you need to react on that. So the best way to get out of a situation is to not be there. So as soon as you see it approaching, move away. If a stranger is approaching you, move a little bit further in that direction. If a car is trailing, if you're on a sidewalk, car is coming up behind you, is scaring you, turn around, go the other direction. So to try and stay away from it as best as possible. And then acting fast. If someone does grab you, go into immediate fight mode. If somebody's holding you, grabbing your arm, trying to pull you away somewhere, immediately start kicking, screaming, yelling, not my parent, this is not my parent, or stranger. And then we say just keep hitting and kicking until they lose their grip and run to safety.
Correct.
Run to a grown-up.
Wonderful. Wow. What else do we have? What can parents do parents should proactively point out safe places to their children?
Safe places to the children. I think a couple good things would be, like I had already mentioned, say if they got separated or something happens in a public place, go to cash register.
Yeah.
There's also a good thing to be done about identifying safe houses in your neighborhood. So if they were on their way home, coming back from the school bus, say they were with a group of kids, and depending on their age, if they're allowed to be out alone, and something happens, just because the person lives on your street, you might not know them that well. So you might want to take a walk around the block with your children, point out, oh, those are the Johnsons, we know them really well.
Okay.
If anything happens, or if you need immediate help, these are the houses that's good for you to go to and to look for safety.
Yeah, wonderful. Next slide, Dylan. Never go with a stranger. You were talking about don't go anywhere with anyone who your parents haven't given you permission to go with.
Yes.
The familiar face syndrome.
Yes. Yep. Even if it's somebody that you do know, definitely a good idea to make sure that you have that permission ahead of time. Just because you know that person, you met them at a party, at a barbecue, and you already know them, they're not a stranger. If you didn't have plans for them to pick you up or take you somewhere, make sure you call and check with the parents first.
Yes.
And definitely not with a stranger, as the children know.
Yes.
Under any circumstance, they try to intimidate you, try to scare you. Your mom told me to come pick you up. She's been in an accident and she's in the hospital and needs you. Don't go.
Yeah. Wise words. All right, now we're going to go to a video, a police video, talking about exactly what we just said, about situations that kids should be careful of.
You've already been told about strangers dressing up in uniforms, but there are other traps you need to know about.
Hi, I lost my little dog. Can you help me find him?
Be suspicious of an adult asking for help.
Hi, I'm just playing with my daughter's video game, but the batteries seem to be dead. I have some in my car. Why don't you come over and help me put them in?
Stay away from people in cars or vans.
Hey kid, how you doing? You know we're making a movie over there. You want to go see it?
Only professional agencies hire kids for TV work. I ought to know.
Hey kid, let's go to the arcade and play some video games. What do you say?
Ignore him and walk away.
Little boy, I'll give you $10 if you'll take my bag to the car for me.
It's okay to say no, even to an adult. Safety is more important than good manners.
Hey kid, I'll teach you how to hit this ball right over the fence. Come on, it'll be fun.
Trust your own feelings.
Your mom's been hurt. She's in the hospital. She sent me to come and get you.
What's the secret code word?
I don't know the code word.
You don't need to get near the car to talk to someone inside.
You know, you look like you could use a friend.
Say no to what you think is wrong.
Pizza delivery. Come on, open the door.
Nothing is more important than your safety.
Hi, you're sure a cute kid. You know, I'm a professional photographer. Why don't you come on, hop in the car, I'll take your picture.
If someone wants to take your picture, say no and tell your parents.
If you tell anybody about our little secret, I'll kill your dog.
Children should never be asked to keep special secrets from their parents.
Now you know the 11 most common kidnap traps to avoid and how to be street smart. The time to start is now. Be cautious and observant and report anything suspicious.
Really amazing tips about things that children should watch for and be careful of. Now we have a video of Sensei Laura actually in class with one of her students showing how to handle if someone comes up from behind. Let's see that clip.
Armbar is chokehold to the neck. Got to move really, really fast for this one because your throat does not take long once you lose your wind or have that closed off to lose consciousness. Armbar comes from behind, comes like this. The threat is that forearm, that bony forearm up against your throat, cutting off the air. So you want to turn your head really quick like that before they get a hold of it. So we'll start off from that. All right, so he's going to come up with the armbar against her. I need to really quick move this way and grab that so it's protecting my airway. And then arm come out, the leg come out. Keeping control of the arm. Come on up. So slow motion. Comes in. I'm going to take a deep stance like a walking stance this way because all I'm doing is I'm using my leg as leverage to trip him over my leg. Grabbing onto the bicep, have this arm here, and then throwing my shoulder forward. And I want to keep control of that because once I let go, he can come swinging back again at me. Come on up. Because I know he likes to do paybacks. Walking stance, leg goes this way. Twist and throw me this way. Good job.
All right, guys, so now you know what to do if someone comes up from behind, right, Sensei Laura?
Yes, and it's a lot of fun, actually, too.
It was fun taping that. All right, now we're going to go into Dee's live questions. All right, welcome to Dee's Live Questions segment. We're going to talk to Sensei Laura about the 5 tenets of Taekwondo. It's something that you say all the time at the end of every class. What are the tenets?
Courtesy, integrity, self-control, perseverance, and indomitable spirit.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Courtesy. We teach our children to be polite, show respect for other people.
Yeah.
Please, that's the usual, please and thank you. Holding doors open for people. Integrity, very important. Integrity is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Knowing right from wrong, even when no one's watching.
Yes,
to do
you always
the right
say that,
thing.
and that's so
right,
true.
To do the right
Even
thing.
when no one is watching. Yeah.
And to take it a step further too, in that we're human, and if somebody does do something wrong, to have a conscience. So part of integrity is having a conscience and feeling bad if you don't necessarily do the right thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Perseverance. Perseverance is to never give up, and it's a really good example with the Taekwondo because some of those kicks and some of those moves are really hard to do, especially for children, where they're still learning how to get everything to move the right way. So to keep on trying, to never give up.
Yeah. Self-control.
Self-control. Self-control, again, a couple of ways. Self-control is controlling your emotions and your feelings to not fly off the handle. Anyone who drives around on the highways will understand that can be a challenge sometimes. But also control of your body and your awareness. So whether you're sparring in class, how much pressure, how much power to use, and even in self-defense.
Yeah.
If somebody is hurting me, I need to know how much self-control to use to get myself to safety.
Meaning not being excessive in how much you use.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Never thought of that. And then indomitable spirit.
Indomitable spirit is very much like perseverance, but it's more of the attitude. It's a can-do, positive attitude.
Yeah.
Yep. And just keeping positive, not being able to be swayed by anything else, and just persevering.
And going, It's so important. So important. I remember this is one of my favorite ones, talking to my kids about indomitable spirit. I remember coming to one class once, and it was snowing, and we were on the top of a hill with ice, and we were like, indomitable spirit, we can make it, we can do it, and we did, and that tenet helped us go through that whole process.
Nice.
So thank you very much. We're going to go to a video that's going to talk to us about safety. It's music time. Stranger Danger rap video.
I'm a street cop, beat cop, 7 days a week cop. Street cop, beat cop, strong, never a weak cop. Call me safety officer if you prefer.
Yo, boys and girls, here's the word.
If you're walking down the street and you're craving something sweet, someone pulls up in an SUV, saying, hey there, kitty, do you want some candy? Just run away screaming, get away from me. Stranger danger, run away. Stranger danger, run away. Stranger danger, run away.
If you see a stranger, get away from the danger.
Let's say you're on the playground trying to hang out. Some buster tries talking to you, you're afraid now. Find a way out. Look for your friends, they are your safe house. The smart thing to do is don't chill out alone. Grab you a phone, get your posse at home. Stranger danger, run away. Stranger danger, run away. Stranger danger, run away.
If you see a stranger, get away from the danger.
Stranger danger, run away. Stranger danger, run away. Stranger danger, run away.
If you see a stranger, get away from the danger.
That is the coolest video ever. I love it. Now we're going into Dee's Eats, and we have the amazing Chef Bick. You have been a chef for 34 years. Why did you go into it?
Well, I just started out loving food when I was a kid. I was this fat little chubby kid. And I'm still kind of chubby. But, I just loved it, and I said, maybe I ought to, it just sort of molded into it. It wasn't a conscious choice. I just went out and I started to watch television shows when I was 10 years old, all cooking shows. My friends were watching cartoons. I was watching cooking shows.
Wow, it was a passion you had.
Right from very young.
Yeah.
And I would duplicate some of the things from my parents on like the weekends.
Oh, wonderful.
You know, I would see something on TV and I said, oh, I'm going to do this. And I did this, and I was doing it for years and years and
something
years.
that's deep inside. Nobody had to force you.
No, it was something I always wanted to do. And I'm fortunate enough to make it my life.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's the fortunate part of it.
You know what they say, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Right. I don't feel like I work.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
So what are you going to cook for us today?
Well, I'm going to cook something that goes along with, you know, you need to make life a little simple.
Yes.
So when you have some people coming over and you're in a rush, you don't know what it is, lots of people have this in their refrigerator, a little regatta cheese, some bread, some basil, you know, some tomato.
Yeah.
So you could throw it all together. So this is a regatta and tomato bruschetta, okay? Right. And it's really, really simple. What I pre-did though, I sliced some bread up and I toasted it. Anybody could do it. I like ciabattas because it has the proper length to it. And you just slice it thin, you know, it's really simple. You just go just like this, brush it with a little olive oil on one side and put it in a pan, a ridged pan, and you get something that looks like this.
Okay.
Which is really, really simple.
Toasting
of this bread gives it a...
in the pot, not in a standard toaster.
Not in the toaster. You could do it in the toaster if you wanted to, but I like the burnt edges. It gives a little more flavor to it. Sort of caramelizes it.
Yes.
All right? So, and then it's tender on the inside, and it's crunchy on the outside. And then all I do is, I'll take a little bit of pesto, like this, and spread it on here, because I want to give it some actual additional flavor. So it's pretty simple to do that. And then I'll put a piece of basil on it first, so that we're layering these flavors on here. And then I'll take some of this really nice regatta cheese, about a teaspoon, a little more than a teaspoon. And then what I have here are some roasted tomatoes. Your basic roasted tomatoes, you can get them anywhere, or you can roast them yourself. And then you just cut these up a little bit, just like this. And you take them and you put it right here. And you have the makings of something really simple and really quick.
Delicious, yes.
And then I have just a little balsamic glaze that I put on, and there you have your hors d'oeuvre for anybody who comes up. I think I did this in like 3 minutes, if it was that much.
Oh my goodness.
So it's pretty simple.
How delicious is that? And how easy it is for a mom or a family who's trying to whip up something really quick for friends or for dinner.
Right, for anything. I mean, and there's so many variations. This is just tomato and regatta cheese that you have around. You could vary it with pear and fig and goat cheese and blue cheese and onion, caramelized onions, using the same bread.
Yes.
But just mixing it up.
Yes.
Jams go great with figs and cheese. So there's a large variety of things that we can do for this.
Wonderful.
And it makes everything easy, and they're really tasty. Everybody will get a chance to taste one of these.
Oh yeah, the crew is eyeing.
So it's just really, really good to have it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And we do this, in catering all the time. We do, because it's easy to set up on site at someone's house.
Yes.
And we do a variety of them and lay them out. That's part of you lay them out. People come over. You lay it out on plates.
Yes.
They help themselves. And another great thing to do is you could lay out all these items and
let people assemble them.
Let your friends just do it.
Put it together themselves.
They have fun. They drink wine. They put this together, and it makes for a lovely evening and a lovely exchange.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So you cater as well. You were talking about describing your business as a boutique.
Well, yeah. Well, for lack of words and lack of stuffiness, we call it a boutique catering company.
Yes.
But we specialize in local and natural foods. We like to use local farmers. For our meats, we use a local butcher and area farms. We also do farm-to-table dinners, and it's open to the public, and we have these dinners for people to come in and eat right on the farm.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we do, and work for all different people.
Yeah.
We don't limit who we work for. and it's
from
fun.
Big weddings
From
to
big
small
weddings
events.
to small events. I've done a dinner for 2, and I've done a dinner for 5,000. So it all depends, and we have staff that comes in as needed to do any of this kind of stuff. And see, for me, people go, "Oh, you've done this big thing. How'd you do that?" It was just fun.
Yes.
It was.
And I think that's one of the things that sets you apart. You are a food artist, and you're doing it from a very inspirational place.
Well, I definitely try to do that. You know, I'm passionate about what I use. I'm passionate about how I put it together. Taste for me is really important. Freshness is important. All those things, and I really want people to see that they don't have to go out and buy all this stuff. They could make it in their home and eat much healthier.
Yes.
And that's the important aspect of my mission. When I cater, I make everything from scratch, so it makes everything taste different.
Healthier and simple.
You know, people ask me, "How did you get it to taste so good?" I said, I started out with really great ingredients, and all I did was fool around with it a little bit and enhance it. But it was already there, and everybody could do that in their home.
What would you say to someone, to a young person, or even an adult who is has a passion for cooking and would want to be like Chef Bick?
Don't be like me.
Number one.
Number one, don't be like me, because I am insufferable sometimes, and you don't want to be like me.
That's
all right.
funny.
But I think that if you're passionate about something, you have to follow it.
Yeah.
And it's not easy work. Start out getting to know where your food comes from. Go to the farmers markets. Go to local farmers. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions from anybody. Everybody can impart knowledge.
Yeah.
I've had some fabulous chefs come work for me who never went to restaurant school.
Really?
They just started out training in kitchens, and that's all they did, and they learned from each person. The person who works for me, who's been working with me for 18 years now, never went to restaurant school.
Wow.
He worked himself up from a dishwasher to where he is my assistant.
Wow.
And my business runs with he and I together, and that's the thing. You know,
so follow your passion.
Follow your passion and ask questions.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
And just, you know, if you want to take a knife course, take a knife course.
Yeah.
And read.
Yeah.
There's so many things out there. Read and practice. Cook for your family, cook for yourself.
Cook for your friends.
Cook for friends.
Wonderful.
You know, you don't necessarily have to spend money to go to restaurant school.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And
Thank you for
we're going to
having me.
devour all of this.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me here.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. You know where we are on Facebook, Hanging Out with Dee, and see you next time. Bye. Thank you, Sensei Laura. Thank you so much.